Well, g'day, and welcome back again to Jiao Ching. And today you find us, we are right down the western end of the city. We've just come down these stairs here. We're down by the river, and we're going to go for a little wander down along here. We haven't been through here for a while. There's actually this mountain behind us. There's actually a path runs right the way around along the river, around to the other side of the mountain. So we're going to take a stroll along there. But before we do that, there's a new area down here on our right that I'm just going to go and have a little walk through and have a look at, because there's a heap of kids down there. It looks like they got some sand pits and stuff like that down there. And then as we're walking around the river, we're going to have a little chat about basically my time in China. Yesterday, I was going to actually go and make this video yesterday, but it was absolutely bucketing down most of the day, so I pretty much stayed home, went out late in the afternoon, went out and met up with Mr. Tony, and we went for a little bit of a walk. But yeah, she's been wet the last couple of days after doing that video out at Dinghu on, what day was that? Wednesday. Yeah, right as we finished that video, it started raining. And it's been raining the last couple of days. So yeah, so yesterday, April the 25th, actually marks 8 years since I arrived in China. So I was going to do a video sort of marking that occasion, because it is quite a significant thing. But yeah, it was just too wet, so we had to put it off for a day. So here we are today. We're a day late, but life goes on. So as we whip our camera around here, down in front of us here we have a little temple area. We actually did a video in there quite a while back, but we might have to go in there and have a look again sometime. And then down here we've got a path heading down towards the river area down here. So we're going to take you for a stroll, have a look what's down here, because I haven't been down here, down along the riverfront here before. So, young guy on rollerblades down here. Oh, we can get right down to the riverside. Wow. Looks like we've got paths so we can get our bikes down here somewhere, but I'm not sure exactly where that comes from. So we've got heaps of kids down along here playing in the sand. We might drop right down to the riverside first. So we've got a few people out here swimming with the ships going by. The guy out there with a life ring, ship going right past him. But yeah, it looks like we got a few people swimming. It's not really swimming weather today, but they're out enjoying themselves, no doubt. Plenty of kids down enjoying the sand and digging holes and whatever they're doing. Few people fishing along here as well. Alright, let's walk back up this hill, up to the sand pit. So we've got the drone on the shoulder as well. So we're going to basically walk around this path. We'll have a talk and give you a look around here. And then we've got bubbles floating away there. Then on the way back we'll pull the drone off and get some drone shots to chuck into the video. So look out for them as we go forward. So the guy just out here, just swimming out, he's got a rope around his waist with a couple of looks like a couple of plastic bottles tied to help keep him afloat. The guy over here has got a life ring that he's swimming with. Swimming is not a big thing here, so people here aren't the strongest swimmers, so they do go swimming with I don't know why they don't just buy a life jacket. I'm sure that would be much easier. Oh, we've got a little platform down this way. We can get out and have a look at what's going on. Oh, we got a lot of fishing rods set up down here. What do they got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 fishing rods standing up on the shore. Alright, let's wander down here onto this platform and have a look. Oh wow, there's a lot more fishing rods down on the other side as well. So, somebody can't spell very well. Do not climb, careful, drowning. Oh, so we've actually got an area down here. We've got guys sitting underneath this platform. And then fishing rods set up right the way along the shoreline here. Wow, they go right the way around. There's bloody dozens and dozens of them. Let's see if we can count. We had 7 there, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, someone's got a fish on the line there. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So there's at least 40 rods set up as we wander around there. They do go for their fishing here. Not something I ever had any real interest in. Used to like going snorkeling with a spear gun or a gidgee and catch fish that way, but sitting down with a fishing rod in the water, no thanks. Alright, so we're going to head over towards this mountain here. We've actually got the bike parked up just in front of these buildings here. And that, yeah, we found a charging station there. So I've actually put the bike on charge. Don't actually need charging. We do have plenty of charge in the bike still, but yeah, when you get a chance and you're going to be away for a couple of hours, plug it in, top it up, get it all looking good. So it'll be interesting to see actually what's going on down this path down here. I was last here over a year ago. We did a video, I think. It's quite some time back. And since then we've had, you know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, we had the floods. Don't even remember how long ago that was now, 6-7 months ago, maybe more. So it'll be interesting to see how well the path up this end has held up. As we go down to the eastern end of the city, you've got the Antelope Gorge path down there. We can only walk halfway along that because of flood damage halfway down the path there somewhere. They haven't opened that back up yet, so it'll be interesting to see how well this end fared after those floods. It was quite a substantial amount of water was coming down the river here. In fact, this that we're standing on now, this would have been underwater, I'm pretty sure. So, got a little check station up ahead of us. I don't think they do anything. I think we just walked straight through last time. I think they're there just to keep an eye on who goes in, who goes out, make sure that I don't know if they actually lock this path up. The path down the other end I'm pretty sure is gated, so after a certain time you can't go in. But yeah, keeping people safe, making sure that everybody's doing the right thing. We might actually duck up around to the right here first, have a look up through here, and because there's a bit of stuff up there's a little gully up in the side of the mountain up here, which is quite nice. So let's whip our camera back around So here we can see this gully area. Big drainage channels down here in the path, so that I would imagine when you get heavy rains, I would imagine there's quite a substantial amount of water comes down off of this mountainside and down through this gully, heading down to the river. But there's no water here today. I did check my weather map before coming out, and while it looks like rain, it's quite misty. I'm still umming and ahhing on whether we're actually going to get the drone out or not as we walk back. I think we will risk it. But yeah, we're not meant to have any rain until about 7 o'clock tonight, so... Oh wow, what's this? Got some kind of old door in the side of the mountain here. I'm not sure what this would have been back in the day. Right, we might snap a photo of this one, and we'll ask somebody if anybody knows what this is. We'll try and find out some information. Get back to you in a future video. So we've also just, you would have seen, we'll just get past this galley. We might actually swap over to the footpath on the other side of this waterway. So we've actually just also gone out and bought ourselves a new phone. This is a new Xiaomi 15 Ultra, which we went out and bought Thursday night, which was quite an adventure. My pay went through, so I've been saving up for this phone. So as soon as my pay went through, I jumped on my bike down to the shopping centre, and
hello.
on the way back, okay. Well, I hope we've had volume coming through for the start of that video. I just realized I haven't had my microphone turned on. So we've been relying on the audio from the Pocket 3. So right there, you'll be able to see how good the audio from the Pocket 3 directly is without using an external microphone. We've got the external microphone turned on, so now that should be fine. But we didn't realize. That's okay, we'll just keep on keeping on. Did think about stopping and going and starting again, but no, we'll keep on strolling. So we're now going to turn right and start our way around this mountain path. So as I said at the beginning, yesterday was actually 8 years I've been in China. So thought we might just talk a little bit about what life's like here, what life has been like here for me. Just because life was this way for me, if you come here, don't expect it to be the same. You know, everyone's experience is different. You know, as I've said before, if you're sort of a, I don't know, a gun lover, or you're into taking drugs or whatever, and you come here, you're not going to be able to do those things. So you're probably not going to enjoy the place very much. But for the things that I enjoy doing, you know, China suits me down to the ground. I love the place. I've had a really good time. So thought we might just talk about some of the experiences and stuff we've had here. So let's go back to the day I arrived, which was a real eye-opener. So I arrived at the airport, came in on, what was it, Malaysian Airlines. We'd stopped in Malaysia on the way. We stopped at Kuala Lumpur, and we're only there for an hour and a half to change planes. So I think it was 9 hours to get there and then another 5 hours to get to Guangzhou. So quite a lot of flying, but we get to Guangzhou. Frankel's waiting at the airport for me. I've sort of gone, did we do customs first or did we do baggage collection first? I can't remember whether they check the baggage before you collect your baggage or not. But anyway, I go to the baggage collection to pick up my stuff. Nothing's there. Nothing came out. I'm watching all the suitcases come out on the escalator thing. Nothing arrived. I had a big suitcase full of stuff, plus another bag carrying 2 guitars, my acoustic guitar and one of my electric guitars. And I'm there waiting, nothing came through. So I'm going, oh shit, where's all my stuff? And turns out when we changed planes, the second plane we got on didn't have enough room for everybody's luggage. So some of it was coming on a later flight. So I didn't know this at the time, I've gone out to see Frankel and say, you're gonna have to come and help me because I've got no luggage. All I had was my carry-on, which was a smaller suitcase, you know, suitcases that sort of size that you can carry on, and a laptop, and that was it. So yeah, we talked to Frankel, and then he said, yeah, he went and spoke to the people, and they said, oh yes, it'll be coming on a later flight. You can either hang around for, I think it was 5 or 6 hours, or we'll deliver it the next morning. And we didn't want to hang around in Guangzhou, we wanted to get to Zhaoqing, so yeah, deliver it the next morning. And it was there bright and early the next morning. They didn't mess around with it. It was really, really good. Came, you know, they brought it right to the door. It was really good. But the other thing about the flight, I don't pack light. Any time I travel anywhere, I've got a shitload of stuff. I've got a heap of things. So because you can only carry so much weight in your suitcase on a plane, I think I had 3 pairs of pants on. I had maybe 3 t-shirts, a couple of jumpers, a jacket, and then a big overcoat. I was so overdressed. But it was because they weigh your suitcase, but they don't weigh me. I had my pockets, all the pockets of every layer of clothing with chock-a-block full of stuff that, you know, if I put them in my suitcase, it's going to make my suitcase overweight. As it was, I had to pay extra anyway because of the weight of the guitars. But yeah, man, I was so overdressed for that flight. But then we get out. We've actually got Frankel didn't actually drive down to pick me up. We actually had one of the school drivers. You know, they sent one of the school cars with the driver and with Frankel to come and pick me up from the airport. And we get in the car and we're heading out, and sort of through Guangzhou, you know, big city as expected. Actually, that day as well, it was absolutely teeming with rain. It was unbelievable. It was probably the heaviest rain. You know, I'd never experienced a tropical downpour before. You know, we have heavy rain back in Albany, but I'd never seen anything like this. And especially, you know, it was quite a warm day. It wasn't cold. Yeah, probably much like today. You know, I mean, it's not a hot day today, but certainly not cold. You know, normally where I'm from, if it's raining like that, it's bloody freezing. But it wasn't here. So, driving out from Guangzhou to Zhaoqing, sort of drove through the city, which, you know, okay, I've driven through cities before. But as we're driving, I'm sort of waiting to get out of the city into the countryside before we get into Zhaoqing. And it just never happened. And it hit me because Frankel had been in Australia the year before. And I'd driven with him to go back up to Perth to the airport to drop him off to catch his flight back. And he'd made a comment about how empty the landscape was, you know, between towns. And I thought I didn't really get it. And that comment came back into my mind when we were driving from Guangzhou to Jiaqing for the first time. And I went, oh, that's what he means. Because even when you get out of the cities and out of the towns into the rural area, there's still lots of buildings, there's still lots of stuff around the place. It doesn't really stop. So yeah, my first experience of China, that first couple of hours, was a real eye-opener. And also being in the back seat of a car, driving at speed. I mean, the driver wasn't hanging around, and it was teeming with rain. Yeah, I was rather nervous sitting in the back seat of this car. I'm not a good car passenger. I've spent my life, you know, I've driven taxis, delivered pizzas, done work on motorbikes, driven buses, driven trucks. I like to be in control when I'm in a moving vehicle, and not being in control, that was in that sort of weather, driving at that sort of speed, was rather off-putting, to say the least. But we made it here, we got here fine, and yeah, so that was my sort of first experience of being in China, was that drive, which I still remember. I remember to this day. It rained the whole way, it never stopped for, well, was it 2 hours, near enough, probably not quite 2 hours, but near enough to 2 hours to get to Frankel's house, which is where I was living for the first 3 or 4 weeks when I arrived here. So, what other sort of things did I pick up on when I got here? The first thing would be a lot of the buildings here, which, you know, when you walk around Jiaqing, especially the older areas, a lot of the buildings look really bad. They look well dodgy, you know, really old, really scrappy, really scruffy, dirty. And I just looked around going, Jesus, what have I come to? Everything's so old. But one thing I quickly learnt was people here don't tend to care too much. You know, when you're in big apartment buildings, I think if you're living in your own home in China, if you've got your own place, you maybe care about the outside a bit more, but when you're in big apartment buildings, people just don't care. But when you go inside these buildings, the insides are fantastic. Some of the houses, you know, the apartments I've been into are absolutely gorgeous. You'd never guess it from looking at the outside of these buildings. It's really bizarre. Oh, we've got a road going up here. I wonder what this goes to. There is a something I saw on a map, some sort of battery up here. But that is gated. The gate's open at the moment, but I don't know if it's available for the public, so we're not going to go up there yet. I might have to do a little investigation, see if there is something up there that we can go up and see, but I'm not sure. Might even try and go for a walk up there on our way back. We'll see how we go. Yeah, so I lived with, well, actually not Frankel, I lived with Frankel's parents for the first, I think it was 3 weeks after I arrived here, because my apartment wasn't ready. And then so the first 3 weeks I wasn't actually working, I wasn't doing classes yet until my apartment was ready. So spent a lot of time exploring the place. So my third day here, the weather when I arrived, it was apart from that first day when it was raining heavy, the weather was hot. It was properly hot. Hot like I had never really experienced before. So the first 3 days I just went out exploring every day. I was out all day, every day, and I never carried any water with me because I just wasn't, you know, you don't get weather like that in Albany. It's, you know, dehydration's not that big a thing. And also in Albany or in Australia, if you see a tap somewhere, maybe not when you're right out in the countryside, but when you're in, you know, a urban area, if you see a tap somewhere in a park or whatever, you can turn on the tap and get a drink of water, no problem. Can't do that here, and I was not used to carrying water everywhere like I do now. And so the third day, after, you know, 2 days of just being out in the heat all day, walking, the third day I'd gone out, walked around Star Lake, which is, I don't even know how far, it's quite a distance. But then as I'm coming back in Python Square, I went over to Darren Far, walked into Darren Far, and as soon as that air conditioning hit me, I just felt really, really dizzy and thought, the last thing I remember thinking is, I really need to find somewhere to sit down. And the next thought was waking up in a hospital room going, oh shit, I'm in hospital, what the hell happened? And big bump on the back of my head. So I'd, just basically fainted, gone over backwards, smacked the back of my head into the floor. And nobody in there spoke English. None of the doctors, none of the nurses spoke any English. So managed to dig out my phone from, I think they had it on the table next to me, next to the bed. And messaged Franklin, I said, you're never going to guess where I am. And he said, oh, where? I said, I'm in hospital. He said, what? Which hospital are you in? I said, well, I've got no idea. I don't know where I am. Got no idea which hospital. Nobody here speaks English. He said, send me a location. So I sent him the location, and it turns out I was in the hospital, which is a couple of 100 yards from his house. So he was at school at the time, I think. Yeah, he must have been at work. But he, dropped everything, come down to the hospital. He ended up staying with me. I was there overnight. He got another bed beside me. I was in a room on my own, luckily enough. So he jumped in the spare bed, stayed overnight. It was actually really good. I was on a drip, getting fluids pumped into me, but no real damage. Thing on the back of my head was just a bump on my head. It wasn't anything serious. And I think they actually wanted to keep me in another day, but the next morning I just went, nah, I've got to go home. I hate hospitals, I can't stay here. So yeah, we unplugged. So just for your information, what that cost. So it was ambulance from the shopping centre to the hospital, a night in hospital with fluids being pumped into me. I'm not entirely sure what they gave me, but I'm guessing it was just a saline drip or something like that. That was 900 RMB, which comes out to 100 and maybe 180 Australian dollars, which I thought was pretty good. Yeah, so 3 days into China and I've already been in hospital. Wow, we're right by the river now. Got all the shipping. So as we go further around this way, we have Jiaoqing Port, which we're not going to go that far. We've actually got, looks like there's a new bridge being, I thought the bridge they were building was further out, but looks like we've got a new bridge. Let's turn this around and try and zoom in a little bit. I don't know how well that'll pick that up, But just to this side of this island, it looks like there's a bridge being built through there. And you can, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, it's pretty misty out there with all the moisture in the air, but there's cranes, which will be the Jiaoqing port out behind there. So, yeah, 3 days in to being in China, I've already been in hospital. And they were really good, they treated me well. They did a very, very good job. I was very pleased. After that, after that I carried water everywhere I went. So somebody asked me the other day, how do you handle the heat? And it is carrying water with you wherever you go. Oh, so we're almost at the end of this path already by the look of it. I thought it was a bit further than this. So, yeah, the experience here has been overwhelmingly good. Just trying to think of some other quick little stories to tell you as we wander around through here, but we've got some work happening up ahead of us. We've got a front end loader pulling out. I'm not sure where he's going to go. Give him plenty of space, hang out here for a minute while he works out where he's going. Okay, he's coming around us. So, yeah, life here has been really good. I have really enjoyed my time. It is somewhere I will live. I'll basically stay here for as long as China is willing to allow me to stay in their country. You know, I love the place. It's, I'm trying to remember if I've ever had a bad experience with any people here. But no, everybody that I can think of has been really helpful, really friendly. They've just all done the right thing. Yeah, everybody's helpful. Everybody wants to help out and stuff. I guess the other thing to talk quickly about is going to bars here. So a lot of the bars that you go to here, you know, in Australia you go to a bar and you buy either a middy or a pint. So a middy's half a pint, or roughly half a pint, I'm not entirely sure. Not much of a drinker myself. Don't really drink very much. But I'd been here, I'd not long moved into my new apartment, which was actually similar to what I was saying before. When I saw the apartment building I was moving into, I'm looking at it thinking, oh shit, I have to live here? Look at this, this place is a dump. But then I walk into the apartment and the place is bloody magic. It's a huge, big place. It's all been freshly painted and stuff. No, I was very, very happy with the place. But I've been in there maybe a few weeks. And, oh, the gate. Oh no, the gate is open down here. The main gate for cars is closed. I thought the gate was shut and we weren't meant to be in here, but we are okay. So, yeah, I'd been in my apartment a few weeks, and Frankel sent me a message and said, oh, I'm down with some friends. So here is where we've walked. So we started down at this end, we've walked right around, and we're back down here now. So we're actually going to turn around here. We can see we've got a gate here which is shut for cars at the moment, but obviously cars and stuff can get in because we've got these tractors and machinery down here. But yeah, so Frankel sent me a message and said, oh, I'm down with some friends at this bar by the river. Why don't you come down and have a drink with us? So I thought, yeah, okay then, why not? So I walked down this place called the Captain Club. And going there, it was the first time I'd met musicians in China. So, you know, they had live music in there. I ended up on stage, did a couple of songs. But the other thing that you get there, so when you not all bars in China, but a lot of bars that I've been to, when you buy drinks, you don't actually like buy a can of beer or a midi or a pint of beer. You buy like a case of maybe a dozen cans, which is for your table. And you get like little shot glasses. And you basically, you open one can, you fill everybody's little shot glass up. And that's how people drink here, little shot glasses of beer. And often play the dice game. So the first time I'm into this bar, now I'm someone, I don't really drink at all. And so when I sat down, everybody sort of turns, I don't think there'd ever been a foreigner in this place before. So I sit down, everybody's looking at me, and then people start bringing me over these little shot glasses full of beer. And I ended up with like 20 glasses lined up in front of me. It was quite an eye-opening experience, and it is something that happens quite often when you go places here. People want to have a drink with you. You go into a restaurant or anywhere where there's alcohol being served, they want to join you for a beer. Which, as somebody who didn't really drink when I arrived here, I would drink once, twice a year. I might have a drink at Christmas, might have a drink from a birthday, and that was about all. And suddenly having everybody wanting to drink with you and trying to say, no, I don't drink, was quite strange, I guess, for a lack of a better word. Oh, go away, boys. I'm trying to talk to a camera here. We got more people fishing down the bottom here. So we've got more fishing rods lined up down along the bank here. So fishing, big part of life here in Jiaoqing. And we're back down to the river. So yeah, that's probably all the stories we're going to tell you today. But we might do this some more, just as we're going for walks. I'll think about some more stories about my time here to tell you about, because there are plenty of stories to be told, and I've not really, a lot of them I've not really talked about them before, so we might start doing a bit more of this. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to make this yesterday because it was my 8th year anniversary and stuff, and it seemed like a good reason to make a video. Not that I really need a good reason to make a video. I'll go and make videos anytime. I love doing what I'm doing. But yeah, so we're actually going to turn around. We're going to head back the way we've come. We're going to get the drone out on our way around and try and get some aerial shots of this mountain up behind us, as well as out over the river here, and give you a good look around. I'm just going for a wander up here to see what else we can see along here. We've got some veggie gardens and stuff down in here. And it looks like we do have some building work of some sort going on. We've got construction sheds here, but not sure what they're doing. But no doubt, it looks like there might be another path further around this way. But I'm not sure. No, we're not sure. We're going to head back. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this, hit that like button, share with friends, subscribe to the channel. Questions or comments, hit us up down there in the comment section. If you're another foreigner who's been living here in China and you've had experiences similar to mine, hit us up in the comments. Tell us your story. It'd be good to hear from other people, what other people's experiences are like. I enjoy You know, we went off to Guangzhou for the Gaelic football the other week, and it was quite enjoyable sitting down with some of the other foreigners and just talking about different experiences and similar experiences that we've had. Yeah, it's always interesting. So hit us up, Crescent's comments down there. If you've got anything you would like to learn about life here in China, in Guangdong, in Jiaoqing, again, hit us up. Actually, no, before we finish, the other thing I was going to say, now this is for foreigners who are either living in China or if you're planning on coming to visit China, a map for you to download, which I found on, where's my screen record? Okay, so I found this map. It was in a WeChat video. A Chinese girl had done this. Actually, there's a seat over here. Let's go and sit down while I do this. So yeah, a Chinese girl had done a video about the 5 most important apps that you need if you're coming to visit China. And one that she pointed out, which I have since downloaded, is, where are we? Right. Is this one here. This is called AMAP. Simply AMAP. And you can see everything is in English. So this has been really good. So the Memorial Temple of Lord Bao, Baogong Wharf, Jiaoqing Technician College, that's a school not far from our school, Jiaoqing Medical College. So yeah, lots of stuff in there in English. So if you're a foreigner and you haven't discovered that app yet, now, if you're downloading this, I'm guessing people are going to use Google Play if they're outside of China. This is available on Chinese app sites as well. So when I downloaded this through Google Play using a VPN. When I first started the app, it came up and asked what language I want, which was good. I could put in English, it was all good. I sent a message to Mr. Tony about the app. He downloaded it from a Chinese site and we can't find out how to get it to English for him. So yeah, we're gonna have to try and delete that off his phone and re-download it through Google Apps. In fact, he's got a Xiaomi phone. I might actually be able to share the app through the, I can't remember what it's called, some function that the Xiaomis have that allow Xiaomi things to connect to each other. But yeah, this has been a really, really good map. So if you are in the area, this is what you want, without a doubt. It's really, really good. I looked up around Tony's place. In fact, let's head back over to where Tony lives. Where is he? Oh, it must be this one. So yeah, even there's a lot of the restaurants and things are marked in there. As you zoom in, more and more things show up. So yeah, it's a really, really good app. I strongly recommend it for anybody who's planning on coming here. So do be sure to look that one up because it's hard to find much that's actually really good. I did have another one, but that stopped working a few years ago. I've tried using Google Earth through a VPN. While it's got lots of stuff listed in English, and I don't know if it was my old phone, I might have to try it on this new phone, see if it works better. But everything, like you've got a point here, but the name for it is way over here somewhere. So nothing, the words on the map didn't match up with the map. It didn't even come close. So I tried using that, didn't work. It was terrible. So yeah, this AMAP, really good. So yeah, that's a little tip for you if you're here or planning on coming here. But other than that, I'm going to say goodbye. We're going to try and get this drone up in the air, get a few shots from the sky of what's going on around this mountain. And yeah, just enjoy our, well, 8-year and 1 day anniversary now. So thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe. We will see you all in the next one. Cheers.